And here we go. Okay. Hello and welcome to another episode of Toonkind at 12 FPS. I am Hexabeast, normally known just as Hex, and I'm playing Baph today, which is just exciting. Can't wait for it. And I'm joined today by my good friend.
I'm Ollie. I'm gonna be playing Wendy. Um, Everything's gonna be all right.
Everything will be fine. Nothing. That ignore that angst warning. It's fine.
Oh, to be fair, just as an audio reminder that this is gonna have an angst rating of like medium.
Ish.
Medium's
Yeah.
pretty good still. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't expect
So,
we'll get too heavy, but like just yeah, medium angst warning. Uh and that's I think all the big stuff. If there's anything else that ends up happening, I'll probably add that in late. I'll like edit it in post. It's fine. But uh yeah, medium angst warning. And uh I guess I can set the stage, so to speak. Which is we are uh we are at Baph's apothecary slash house. We've Baph and Wendy have been and Frank have been there for quite some time now, laying low from the police because that's just what happens when you assault police officers and end up with a weird horror box and all of that stuff that happens with that. But it's been
when shenanigans happen.
when shenanigans happen and you have to assault the police, this is what happens. So they're still at the apothecary. They've been there for a while, but it's fine. It's been chill, it's been peaceful. Uh and for the first time since this has happened probably, Frank is away for like an extended period and uh that's that's a first. And uh it just so happens that the weekday whatever he's out, a massive storm has rolled into Wardsburg, which is where the city where this uh, store is located. And it's heavy. There is lightning, there is thunder, there is heavy rain. The power has flickered multiple times, but it hasn't gone out yet, which is good so far, but it's probably gonna go out soon. Uh, and that's kind of where we start is with Baph is currently in the living room, kind of sitting on the couch, just admiring the rain, so to speak. And uh, what's Wendy doing?
Well, Wendy is just off somewhere else, and you can hear like Beth wouldn't even need to roll for it. Like, there's just loud banging going on because of Wendy.
Uh,
Um,
yep, okay.
every time the power flickers, you you hear just a stream of Grolix.
Okay.
Like, if there are any plants in the place nearby, that's because Wendy has probably wilted them at this point.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I think after probably like the second or third string of Grolix, Baph's gonna be kind of like, because, she's just like, oh, Wendy's probably doing something. But then it becomes, what is Wendy doing? Is she okay? So she's gonna get up and go find Wendy. She just kind of calls, like, further into the shop, like, Wendy? When, are, are you okay, Wendy? Um, do, do you need a hand?
Um, Wendy is in the bathroom, but has locked the bathroom and has forgotten that she is locked the bathroom.
Oh,
So you hear this like scrambling to get the door open, and then more Grolix as Wendy figures out that hey, it's still locked, dummy. But once she gets it done, she throws her head out and could Beth roll a perception check?
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Let me just bring this up. You don't have any. Cool. That's a straight D20. That is a
Oh,
19. Wow.
damn.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So Baph has probably noticed Wendy getting a little bit more and more, for lack of a better term, scruffy.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're always hanging out. So it'd be something that like I think at that point Baph would just be kind of used to.
Yeah, okay.
Um, so seeing Wendy with her hair like all short and clean again was probably more than a little startling when you go like, "Hey, wait a minute."
Yeah. Just wait, what? You hi. And
I'm,
she's
I'm,
just
I'm
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say Wendy's probably like thrusting a razor in front of her, but kind of pulls it back a little bit, and it's like, um, sorry if I kind of startled you a little bit. It's trying to shave today has been a nightmare. So,
Baph.
you
Oh, go ahead.
oh just a quick note, Beth's probably gonna go ahead and yeah, with the 19, notice that there is like one little tuft of hair on Wendy's like probably left ear that is just a wild mess of hair. Like that's the last bit.
Baph kind of stares from that tuft, like pointedly, of like to the rest of Wendy and then back, and very slowly, like it's just processing in her mind as she says it, she goes, "You shave."
Wendy, so like the hair that's gone wild, that's more like her fur. It's
Mm-hmm.
not really the hair. Um, I think I don't know. I don't know if Beth would have noticed that or not. What do you think?
Um, it's one of those, I think she wouldn't have noticed it getting longer so much as just like unkempt, but
Yeah.
with it being buzzed, she definitely now notices the difference. And that's really what is like just oh kind of right now.
Because like I think Wendy's just been kind of letting the res go and like tries to keep up on the hair situation.
Yeah.
But it's gotten to the point where it's like, okay, this is a mess. Like um but like Wendy like uh kind of grabs at her ear and then like just in front of Beth, like no question, just kind of shaves the rest off. And it's like yeah, I don't really like having my fur all that long. It just gets in the way, you know? And I mean I don't have a tail anymore, but still.
you, wait. You have wait, what? And Bath kind of like glances back like, "Yep, Wendy doesn't have a tail and never did as far as I know her." And then she kind of gives Wendy that like she does what Wendy does. She stares at Wendy and kind of tilts her head to the side, really confused.
um, when he just kind of blinks a couple times and is like, I, I mean, you knew I didn't have a tail this whole time, right? Because I see you looking back there.
Uh, no, no, no. I knew. I knew that. I knew that. I knew that. I just, I. But you said you don't have one anymore. So you, was there an accident?
Roll a insight check,
Oh boy.
and I'm gonna roll a deception check, and we're gonna see how that question goes.
Oh boy. Beth.
Alrighty.
Beth is genuinely concerned.
Just so you know, Wendy has a +6
Oh boy.
deception.
So does Beth. This is great. Yeah, that's a
Oh my
nat
god!
20.
nat fucking 20 on.
Incredible! Oh my god!
Holy moly! Okay,
Absolutely astounding. All right.
so Baph doesn't notice shit. Can probably they're close friends. I mean, at this point, like Baph can tell that the question makes Wendy a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, there's like Wendy's not giving anything away. Um, so all Wendy does is just kind of like rock back and forth on her heels a bit, and it's just like, well, I mean, when I made the pact with Frank, it was one of the prerequisites. I can speak, I promise. Um, she just shrugs and is like, I don't really know the details beyond that, but I think it was like, I don't know, just something to kind of unlock whatever he does. I'm not really an expert in his magic.
Baph is kind of staring, and you think she kind of gets it, but also it's that same look of like, this is so far beyond me, and I don't know enough to question it, so okay.
That doesn't sound right, but
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough about being a patron to question it, so sure. Yep. She just kind of like gives a slow nod, like, you never mentioned anything like that, but that's, hmm. And perfect. And she looks like she's about to say something else, and then the power goes out.
um I think Wendy just like immediately like don't do this at home, kids. She just yeets the razor behind her and jumps on Beth because like Wendy's been having problems like shaving anyway, but Wendy was also a little too focused to
Mm-hmm.
notice. Beyond like, oh man, like the power went out again, and now this time, Wendy wasn't braced for it or distracted.
Yeah.
So
So there was a big crack of thunder, and then like a big like peal of lightning, a big crack of thunder. The power went out, and Baph managed to roll high enough to not collapse under Wendy's weight. So now she is Shaggy holding Scooby.
basically,
And she just kind of has like, Wendy, it's okay. The power's just out. The storm probably knocked it out. It's fine.
I think Wendy basically just kind of crawls around Beth until she's on the floor and then gets up, like more of a like I'm not so sure the floor isn't lava type of thing. But
Aw.
uh she like stands back up, brushes off her arms, and do I want to do this? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna roll another deception check.
Well, like, I'm gonna roll insight against it then.
It's something. It's yeah. It's goofy.
Okay. Well, that's a 12, and I rolled a 17, so.
That makes sense because Wendy's going to try to pretend like that didn't just happen. And just like, oh, sorry, this, startled me. Didn't mean to lean on you there.
No, that, Baph's kind of, like, really looking at Wendy now. Can I use that 17 still for, like, a vibe check? How's she doing? Or should I roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Because, and she kind of looks at Wendy for a moment and is just, Wendy, are you afraid of the dark?
Not so not so much the dark. It's it's I don't like storms. I I really don't. Um, I just I was really focused earlier, and that helped.
Uh,
So
um, oh, and it should be noted, Wendy can see in the dark, Baph can't. Um, so,
yeah, Wendy's got devil's sight.
yep,
Like
yep, Wendy can see in the dark, Baph cannot. She can't see in the dark. but she kind of like, oh, is there is there anything I can like do to help keep your mind off of it then?
Um, don't feel like you've got to go out of your way for it. I mean, it's something I should be a little bit better at dealing with. Um,
I mean, if you're afraid, that's fine. I like if there's something I can do. I mean, we're both here and like Frank's not, so like I don't know if he normally does anything, but I mean, I don't think I could do what he does, but like I mean, if you know, if if we could talk or put like I think I've got some books. I know you've got I don't know. Is there anything I can do?
well,
She's new to
um,
this. She's trying.
uh, well, Wendy's more just touched than anything.
Aw.
Um, kind of. So, like, Wendy looks behind her and maybe like goes like, okay, well, before anything happens, maybe I should go pick up that piece of, razor and put that in a safe place.
Uh,
But
yeah.
after that, would would you be okay with maybe just sitting together for a while? I don't really like to be alone
Oh,
like this.
yeah, absolutely. That's yeah. I could yeah. I'll be happy to. And
Well,
she kind of stands in the doorway awkwardly, and then just goes, "Oh, do you would you like I know I have a couple of different types. Do you want any tea? Maybe that'll like
uh,
help calm you down or something?"
yeah, yeah, that'd be really nice. I trust whatever you pick out.
Okay, yeah. And she starts to kind of feel her way around, and then you see the light bulb click on above her head, and she snaps her fingers, and a little like spark of fire kind of like mm, ignites on her hand so she can see. Which, uh, I guess if Wendy's paying attention, roll perception, but otherwise, like, Baph's just gonna be like trotting away while Wendy does that.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll perception just to see, because
Okay,
like maybe Wendy catches it out of the corner of her eye or something.
alright.
Plus, I love that I have +6 to deception, +1 to perception.
That is higher than Baph. That that's a 3. Wendy, darling, you're
Wendy can literally see in the dark, but she can't see that.
well, she doesn't notice the specific thing about it. She sees that, like, yeah, fire. Yep, Baph does that sometimes. And doesn't pay much attention beyond that because she's preoccupied. So it makes sense. Wendy, darling. Oh, my word. Okay. Yep.
I mean, you can still describe it, just Wendy can't really comment on it.
Yeah. So, what Wendy would have noticed if she had rolled high enough is that, much like most, well, every bit of fire in Baph's arsenal, uh, it's black and white. Which, that kind of fits with her whole motif. That's nothing new. Um, but the big thing about it is the fire's inverted. And that's kind of the roughest way to put it. Like, how a fire would normally be, like, brightest white in the middle. It's not. It's actually black, and it's white as it dulls, darkens, spreads out, whatever. Um, and while it is giving off light, it's weird to look at because it seems like immediately around that fire there is just an absence of light. And so it's just kind of wild to look at once you stare at it for more than a second.
Won't have to worry about Wendy doing that, apparently.
She could try again in a second because Baph is like fishing out candles and like slowly lighting them as like and starting to like put them around as she kind of moves around so she can see and give the house a excuse me, a little more light. But yeah, she starts Wendy hears the kettle and excuse me. And then I like kind of as Baph thinks about how to boil water when the power's out. And then she does a kids don't do this at home. And and Wendy comes in to see Baph holding the kettle in like one hand and she's basically just got like her other hand is on fire like boiling water.
I think Wendy is just kind of like, I mean, that seems logical, and just kind
Yeah.
of sits and watches.
Yeah. Baph just gives her a sheepish little like help like a helpless like I don't know what to do. She just patiently waits for the kettle to make its little water's ready whistle.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll that other perception check.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work, then I guess Wendy
You
is
get
just like.
advantage if it doesn't, but like because this is like and it's a
right
low
in front.
DC. It's a low DC.
Like my rolls from the other day scared me. So it was all like 4, 3, 6.
6. Okay, yep. That is a dirty 20. So, Wendy, you do in fact see everything I just described. Like it's you notice that it's like the you would have noticed oh it's inverted. Like that would have been easy. But then you would have noticed like all of the extra little or it's in black and white. But then you would have noticed all the extra like oh, it's inverted. Oh, it seems to be like immediately around it absorbing like I can't see Baph's hand at all because it's just blackness. Like you see all of that extra stuff and uh Baph doesn't even like seem to like she doesn't pay attention to you notice she doesn't perceive you perceiving uh as she pours the water into a couple of cups and then just brings over like an assort like a couple of tea bags and stuff to like to the couch as she like settles in next to Wendy.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
I did want to ask
Oh, yep.
that because Wendy has uh Devil's Sight and because it can see in magical darkness, does Wendy notice anything like?
Oh, that's a good point. Um
Because if not, that's cool, but I figured I'd bring it up.
yeah, no, that's actually a good point I didn't even consider. Um so you can it's like the best way I can describe this, and it's gonna be a really nerdy analogy, but how like in the ocean there's actually like layers of water because of certain different thicknesses sometimes.
Yeah,
That's literally
like
what you're
Brian.
yeah, that's literally what you're seeing. What Wendy's seeing is there's the darkness of the like the house, but then immediately around Baph's hand, it's almost like you can see the outline of her hand but then like the immediate area around it is just the exact same shade. It's almost just like you're able to distinguish the two just because like magic says you can, but in your mind you can tell that they are literally like they're the same like this is completely in darkness. I should not be able to do that. If that makes sense. Like
Oh no, it does. It
yeah.
does. I like that analogy. Um, I think Wendy would be kind of quiet about it until like they're both kind of settled in.
Mhm.
Just kind of takes a moment to like take a sip and thank Beth for, that really sweet move.
Yeah.
Um, but I think after they get settled in, Wendy's gonna like quietly ask like or well quietly go like your magic looks it's really cool. I've never seen anything quite like that. Is that something you like that you trained with? Like is I don't know. Like, I don't quite know how to ask this because I've never really gone in depth with magic with somebody else before, but
Baph, kind of, um, I, I've not really thought about, I mean, I'm kind of, I, hmm, hmm, I, I'll be honest, I'm kind of new to the whole magic thing a bit, um, myself, uh, didn't, did this, and she snaps her fingers again, and the little, like, spark of fire appears. This is, this is, it's it's because of the whole, warlock, deal. Uh, it's,
oh, so
oh,
it's like and Wendy points to her eyes and she's like, it's like the gold in my eyes. That's what I got too.
uh, yeah, yeah, I think that, yeah, I, I think so. Like I said, I'm kind of new to all of this. I didn't really dabble in. I mean, I did dabble in magic because I had, just a little bit of ability, but like it wasn't anything like this until I until I became a warlock. So and Wendy, if you want to roll insight right now.
I was gonna I was gonna ask like, hey, should I
Yeah.
All right, let's see how this goes.
Wow.
Dang.
That is an 18. Baph is not trying to deceive, so I'm not gonna roll it. She is, however, uh, giving the barest bit of information, and it's not like, and it's, you can tell that she's still like, she's unsure of how to talk about this. Like, yeah, she's still like kind of nervous about talking about this kind of stuff, but it's not an I don't want to talk about this with you. It's I have no idea how to talk about this. So,
That's fair.
yeah. And so she kind of like she's giving bare minimum information, and she's not really sure, but she's like she's trying. It's just this is new. Um but she just kind of like, yeah, so I it the whole like black and white thing is from the whole warlock thing. I'm not really sure like what else there is to it. Else there, yeah, yeah. She even does that nervous laugh, like, yeah, I just this is new. I don't know. Did
uh
oh, go ahead.
hmm. Oh no, go ahead.
I was
If you were
say,
gonna say something.
did like I mean, you've got your the whole like, is that like you've got the whole like you said the gold in your eyes, was is that like was there like I mean is there anything like else from from Frank, or is it just like I don't like I don't know what I like I said, this is all kind of new. I don't really know what to expect with all of this. Uh what
Um, Wendy would kind of like do kind of a similar nervous laugh and kind of just rubs her arm and is like, "Well, I mean, I'm not exactly an expert either. I've only known Frank like 3 years, maybe."
it's longer than me
That's
and mine.
Wendy. Just kind of trying to think if Beth would have seen these before. No, I'm gonna say that Wendy was maybe too nervous to show this to Beth before.
Mhm.
Um, so she always kept her like cardigan on
Yeah.
or long sleeves or stuff that would cover her arms. But she
Yeah.
with the little light provided by the candle, Wendy doesn't really say anything because I mean, she doesn't really exactly know how to talk about it either.
Yeah.
Uh, but she does have a little more experience with it, and she pulls down the sleeves to point out these two blue spots on her elbows. It's like one on each elbow,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't look like it was stitched together. It just looks like her fur, but blue.
Hmm.
Like it's abrupt. It's a perfect circle around both elbows. There's two of them, basically.
Yeah.
And uh, Wendy Johnson is like, well, I mean, I lost my tail. I got the thing in my eyes, and I got these um when this started.
Huh. Oh wow. Oh wow. Baph is actually kind of like leaning in, just like, uh, she will she do this? Let's see. Yes, she does. She actually like very tentatively like make like she'll glance at Wendy to see if it's okay, but she very tentatively like reaches a hand out to like actually like rub the fur, but like the bit of line, like this the separation in colors, if Wendy's okay with it.
Wendy is like startled because literally nobody but Frank has like even really seen them. So, uh, like you can see that like she freezes up a bit, but I mean she trusts Beth. She just might also seem kind of rigid whenever Beth does it.
Okay. With that in mind, Baph is going to like briefly feel and then like pull back and be sorry. It that's just that's really neat. That's I mean, I yeah, that's he's like it's like it's kind of like he's, just it's it's like it's like his kind of mark on you, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like a birthmark.
Yeah.
A roll in sight.
Yeah, yeah, I figured. I figured. That's a 19.
Oh,
You don't get to hide your emotions.
good Lord. I think it's funny how these two basically roll the best whenever they're trying to suss each other out.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm not gonna give you everything because
Hmm.
it's too soon for that.
Yeah.
But um, Wendy just kind of, how to put this? She's kind of fidgeting a bit with her paws, but she doesn't hasn't put the sweater back on quite yet.
Hmm.
Um, and it's easy to tell that this whole thing is just it's something that doesn't leave her feeling great, and it's not Bath that's doing it. It's that Wendy's visibly getting a little lost in whatever happened.
Uh-huh. Okay. I think oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying like she might need like I don't know how to put it. How would Bath approach it?
I was gonna say I think seeing that, Baph is actually going to take one of Wendy's paws in her hand, and she's gonna very quietly just, hey, uh hey,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, sorry.
no, it's okay, it's okay, uh it happens, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pry like that, uh
No, you were prying. You weren't prying, and like at that, Wendy like still like keeps holding Beth's hand, but puts
mhm.
her other one on Beth's shoulder, so it's like a weird position.
Yeah.
But uh,
It's fine.
Wendy Wendy is like, it's you weren't prying. You were just you were asking about some stuff that I'm not exactly most proud of. So Yeah,
I
I'll yeah.
no, oh no, that's I get that. No, I get that. And Baph is equally. You don't even have to roll for that. This Baph is equally just kind of like, yep, that's there's some shit. Yep,
Yep.
yep. um, but she she kind of like she doesn't let go, but she just kind of pats Wendy's paw with one hand and is just, I I get that. I well, I mean, I'm new to Inkwell. I wasn't from here. And well, where I came from, when I left, it wasn't on good terms. So I get it.
Oh, Beth. Let's see. I'd say Wendy is just kind of like, for lack of a better term, like they're both sitting on the couch. Wendy just kind of leans against Beth at this point.
Aw, yeah.
But it's like, I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable too. I think we both kind of get like about hard pass, I guess, if you want to call it that. Just I I don't know how to phrase this because I've never met another June who knew this kind of feeling like you do. So,
Yeah, no, yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's it's roll Wendy, roll another insight on Bath.
this
Uh
is the insight check
this is the
session.
insight game because these two are certainly having a time.
They're like dancing around some real serious
They
stuff.
are an 11. So that um you get that, like, I'm going to say that you get that Beth is she's she is equally in a, like, yeah, it's nice that, like, you kind of get this, but there is definitely some underlying something that she is like that is not being voiced in her statement. And uh she doesn't elaborate, like, she doesn't you don't she doesn't give anything else for that. She's just, yeah, I get it. It's nice. uh um and she takes a sip of her tea after a minute and just kind of, she doesn't know what else to say, but she's still like, she still is holding Wendy's hand with one of hers and is just like, she wants to fill the silence, but she's not sure how.
I have an idea.
Ooh,
If
okay.
you're cool with me taking the reins for a sec.
Do it.
I Okay, yeah, I have an idea. So I'm gonna roll a perception check,
Uh-huh.
or not perception check, a performance check.
Ooh.
So give me just a second for that.
Yep.
Jeez,
Holy crap, that's a dirty 20, Wendy.
good lord. Okay, okay. Uh, so with the storm going on and just the dim candlelight kind of keeping them company,
Mm-hmm.
it makes it a little bit easier to visualize what Wendy's saying. And she kind of starts off by like just she takes a while to say anything either because she doesn't know if she really wants to talk about what she's about to talk about, but also like it's awkward
Yeah.
to just kind of she's in a glass cage of emotion at this point.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, Wendy's just gonna start off with I I don't know if I told you this before, but I grew up in in Wardsburg. Um, Born and bred, and I I didn't have a great childhood. Um, and when I was older, I worked for this guy, and it he ended up owning a comedy club in town, and he promised that I could perform there, and it was he was a scuzzbag. He couldn't keep his shit together. He got along with basically every criminal in town. He had half the cops on his side, it seemed like, though it was probably less. It seemed like the world at that time. But it it wasn't a great place to be, and Frank saved me from that. And
Oh,
that's all she says. But as she's talking about this, you can tell that she's got this like whirlwind of emotion going on where she's like really happy, but she's really sad. Like there's a lot of memories she's going through in her head, and she's almost talking to like both Baph and herself to kind of
yeah.
talk about her past like that. And especially with a scuzzbag like boss kind of that she mentions, like there's not a lot of detail, but you can tell it was something went down there. And anything more than that, you're going to need another insight check for.
Yeah. Uh, Baph is actually not going to do an insight. She's gonna very quietly listen, and when Wendy finishes, after a moment, she kind of says, "Well, I I'm that's that I'm glad Frank. Well, I'm glad Frank helped you out. Um, that's that's I yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't gotta. I get it. Yeah. And uh, I your old boss is well, if I ever see him, I can light him on fire for you.
Wendy just snorts.
Baph kind of grins because that was what she was hoping for.
I, he's a pretty tall guy. I'm not even sure as long as his neck is, like total.
And Baph just kind of giggles and, well, that's that's what spell slots are for, right?
Okay, at that when he just full on starts laughing.
And Baph is, she's still like not, she's still kind of like, oh, that was some heavy shit, but she's happy that she got Wendy to laugh. So,
Yeah, Wendy's like definitely looking better. Like she kind of got a little snapped out of it. Because it's she didn't want it. She didn't really give a lot of detail, but it's the performance check was mostly for how much she's getting her emotions across. Because usually she's also very good at shoving that down.
yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah, so Baph was definitely able to get that, like, oh no, that was some shit, and it sucked, and, uh,
yeah, it yeah.
yeah. I think, Baph actually, like, after Wendy kind of calms down, she's also smiling a little. She's still smiling a little, but she says, I, uh, I kind of get that a lot. That's, I don't know, it sounds pretty familiar. I grew up, well, I mean, I grew up on the street. Can you believe it? And, uh, it was just me and my brother, and, we didn't really have, the best anything. We didn't have an anything. So, had to make do with what we got. So, and everything that came with living on the street, so I kind of get it. Yeah.
Uh, I think Wendy like is already leaning on Baph, but
Mm-hmm.
basically just brings her into her hug again, like, and
Aw.
starts sniffling at this point, and it's like, you don't have to tell me everything if you don't want to. I get it, but I'm really sorry you dealt with that.
Oh no, Wendy, it's okay. Like that was, I mean, that was a long time ago. It's okay. Like they got better. I mean, it kind of got better. Well, for Elias, it got better. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. I mean, I just I wanted I wanted to let you know that I kind of get it. This all.
I, when he sniffs and is like, that's kind of why I told you my story, was because I wanted you to know that I kind of get it. Even though I, you know, don't feel pressure to tell me, like, oh man, I'm usually better at wording this stuff.
It's no, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. This is this is new. This is all kind of new. So, I get it. I think I've said that a lot.
Yeah, it's, I think when he's just like, yeah, it's getting to the point where it's just like, I feel like we should maybe have it monogrammed on shirts.
You got to make sure mine's in black and white. Otherwise it won't show up.
I think, can I interest you in the color gray? Would that work?
Actually when you say that, Baph just kind of like, yeah, actually that doesn't work for me. And she gestures to herself like, uh, Wendy, roll perception. Actually, I just now realized something.
Let's see how this goes.
Aw, that's a 6. Okay, so you get the obvious thing, which is Baph is pure black and white. There is not a single bit of gray on her whatsoever. Um, and Baph kind of like gestures to all of her, and it's still like, oh, excuse me. Like, it's still kind of one of those, like, I don't want to call it a sore spot, but it's just kind of something she's self conscious of, but like, her mood is a little lighter, so she's not like she's still kind of smiling. Um, she just says, "I no color, no shades, just black and white. that's uh that's what happens when you make well, that's what happens when you're me."
Oh man, with that perception roll, I mean, Wendy wouldn't notice that. I think, like the kind of Beth catching herself, like that. But I do think that Wendy's just like, I mean, I think it's pretty cool, honestly.
Well, I mean, it's I I miss I miss having color sometimes.
Yeah.
it's it's nice sometimes, like it's nice sometimes, but if you wear a shirt for more than a day, now it's black and white, and then you got to figure out how to then you got to figure out how to make it all stand out against your silhouette.
I think Wendy's just gonna be like, I mean, I guess I didn't think about it, but like, I don't. Yeah, I've never seen you wear color.
Baph Baph kind of nervously like tugs on her ears, like, yeah, it's that was a shock to kind of adjust to. After I made my pact, I didn't really expect this many extras.
Little add-ons to the Warlock experience.
Yeah. It I knew I knew about the whole, like, I mean, I knew about the whole, trading all my skills for this. And she, again, snaps her fingers, there's fire. I knew about, I knew that would happen. Didn't, the fuck was that?
You okay?
Yeah, sorry, I just heard a growl outside my window.
Uh,
Farm life, hey, alright. But, shit, hang on, what was my train of thought? Oh, so, I knew that would be a thing, but then, finding out that, oh, you're now black and white, and, oh, all your clothes, once they, fit properly, I guess, they also become black and white because of something magic. I don't know. This, I understand certain things. Like, I get that I understood certain things, and I knew, I didn't know all that I was getting myself into when I made this deal. It was a lot, but woof.
that's my line.
Baph kind of laughs, really startled. She was not prepared for that. Oh my god.
I don't think Wendy could help herself. She strikes so hard to pay attention. But as soon as she says wolf, it's just automatic favorable joke.
I love you so much, Wendy. Baph is wiping her eyes because her eyes are getting she's laughing hard enough. They're tearing up.
I'm sorry. It seemed like the perfect moment for a goof.
No, it's fine. It probably was. I don't. I still am learning that kind of stuff, but no, it's fine. Oh man. Oh, but yeah, that was a thing I had to figure out pretty early on. I've only had this for about a year now, I think. So this is all still new, but yeah, that was one of the more fun ones to figure out, was no color.
I think you handle it pretty well, though. I got it pretty easy with Frank. So
Well, from my experience with patrons, Frank's really good. Frank's if I could choose, I'd have Frank for mine. Yeah.
oh, Wendy's just I think he really liked that, honestly. He I think he brags about you sometimes, so be prepared for that.
Baph, you can see it, there's little, white hatch marks on her cheeks, and that's her blushing. They're very thin, so,
Wendy thinks, she's embarrassed or something, and is okay, well, he's kind of, he's around all the time, and he kind of is kind of a jerk sometimes to mean people, so he'll brag about the much better people he knows. Wendy's trying to explain, I like to think Frank's just kind of an asshole when it comes to stuff like that. And it's oh well, I may not have as much money as you, but at least I know someone who can do such and such and has a successful business and is a fucking PTA mom when it comes down to it.
He's fucking, he's going all Helen on them while they...
I don't care that your child's an honor student.
Can your child make a fireball? No, Helen.
Anybody he sees being snooty or whatever, he's just a fucking combative person when it comes to that.
Oh my gosh.
He's got a little bit of a complex about being small already. So,
Oh my god, Frank. That's incredible.
but that's also not how you know he cares because he's a jackass.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What was Baph saying? I forgot already.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Oh, if Baph could choose.
Oh, if Baph,
Uh,
yeah, no, if Baph could choose, yeah. So she kind of just, yeah, that'd be nice if, and you don't even need to roll. Her mood kind of falls a bit, like thinking about it. Just that would be nice if that were a thing that could happen.
yeah.
Cause Wendy, uh, Baph has never mentioned her patron at all. So, uh, like the fact that she's even mentioning a pact or anything is this is probably the first time that she's really brought it up around you.
Man. Yeah, Wendy, like, I think Wendy would just straight up know she's a warlock. I mean,
Well,
you know.
yeah, but she's never
But,
brought up like who her patron is, anything like that.
yeah, and the fact that the whole if she got to choose line is concerning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Wendy would really pry at it because it's obviously, you know,
Yeah.
kind of a hard topic, but just like it I I want to know more about you, Baph, but don't feel like you got to tell me everything, okay? Tell me in your own time, whenever you feel comfortable.
Uh, um, I, well, she's kind of staring at Wendy now, just shocked. She wasn't prepared for that, I guess. And let's see here.
Because I don't think Wendy would be able to lie and say like she didn't notice something happened
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah, that no, it was obvious. Like Bath was not gonna be able to hide that one, sadly. Uh, so Bath kind of fidgets with her hands and then just kind of, I I don't know how to, I don't know how to talk about a lot of it. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I guess. Is there anything really specific that you want to know? And if I'm not, I could just say if I'm not okay yet with it.
Wendy takes a moment and then is like, I if if I mean like you said, like just say the word and I'll drop the thing. But
Mm-hmm.
do you still talk to your brother?
Um, no, actually, we we stopped talking a long time ago. Actually, it
Oh,
we 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 kind of fell on two sides of a line. Yeah. So he got, like I said, he got better. He got the good life. So that's okay. You know? That was that was what I wanted for him.
I'm just like, oh. I'm like trying to come up with a good character thing the entire time. I'm just like, oh wow.
Yeah. Listen, if Wendy's just gonna hug her, just it's fine. But like Beth is, you can tell like this really hurts to talk about for her. But like that one is, and she's still like clearly kind of being cagey. But like at least mentioning like he got the good life, and that was like she means that, like she's genuinely like happy that he got, that he had a better life than she did.
Oh. Um, Wendy takes another like sip of tea, though it's kind of getting cool at this point,
Yeah.
and just kind of like sits it down, and is like, how about this? How about a question for a question? You can ask me something, and we can kind of like exchange info that way. That way, we're kind of together in this, I
uh,
guess.
I mean,
You can tell like she doesn't know how to phrase
Baph is
it.
equally just like, I guess, I guess, I mean, yeah, I, yeah, sure, that, yeah, we can do that. Um, uh, hmm. Uh oh. I don't know what to ask.
Yeah.
uh, local goat doesn't know what to ask. Um,
I'm sorry, like if
no,
it wasn't
it's
a good
fine.
idea, I could just...
No, it's fine. I have to think of what Baph would even like want to know. Like, um, hmm.
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
one thing I will say is that something Beth probably noticed is that when he's very emotional
Mm-hmm.
and is very emotionally there for other people, but is also incredibly tight-lipped about her past life, like everything with like from jokes to just distractions to stuff, like it's to the point where Beth would have noticed at this point that Wendy doesn't like talking about
Yeah, and I think
it.
I mean that's kind of part of where I'm at is like Baph knows it makes her uncomfortable, and she opened up a little bit, um, but she wants to know, but she doesn't want to pry. She doesn't want her. Baph, Baph, why are you so concerned? Self. Why are you so like considerate? She might. So she kind of has like an like this is probably an obvious answer given everything that Wendy has said, but she's still gonna ask it anyway as sort of an icebreaker. But she kind of after a moment just mentions like, do you do you have any family that you keep in touch with, or uh anything like that?
God, that's a really good question. uh, okay, well,
If you don't, if it's not, if you're not comfortable with it, then okay, same rules apply here, I guess. She just kind of tugs on her ear nervously, like, this is so, emotions are so new. That's a 15. I don't know what you're rolling for, I'm afraid.
that was a deception check.
Cool. Should I roll insight?
Yep.
Oh boy. That's a high DC to meet. That's a 16, so I beat it.
Good Lord.
Yay!
Because, like, okay, so, like, Wendy brought it up because, like, Wendy wants to make Beth feel more comfortable, like, and figured maybe, having the both kind of exchange info like that would kind of help
Mhm.
make it feel easier or just more comfortable,
Yeah, yeah.
even if they didn't talk about stuff. But, Wendy is, oh, God, how to describe this? Wendy, it's when she's talking, Beth can tell it's an old hurt.
Mhm.
Um, like old, like it's one of those things where it's obvious that Wendy's had a lot of time to process it. Um, but she just kind of quietly like goes like, no, I I didn't really know my dad. Though, and she like points up to her baseball cap, which is just kind of floating up there, and is like,
Yep.
I know I got this from him, but that's about it.
Huh. He.
um, but yeah, that's mm, my my mom. Uh, some stuff happened with my mom, and she's not here anymore. And like that last part is like a rush. It's like how do you even explain that?
Yeah, no, I get it, yeah.
um, but just kind of she can't hide that, something did happen
Mm-hmm.
and she does not have family. But
Okay. All right. Baph, Baph kind of is about to ask a follow up, but then catches herself because nope, not her turn. But she definitely like squeezes Wendy's hand. Like,
oh,
yeah.
yeah, Frank's basically the best dad I could ask for at this point.
he, yeah, he really cares about you. I mean, it's pretty obvious he does. So,
He cares about you too. I mean,
but you know what I mean.
I know it's I'm embarrassed about it sometimes because he's way shorter than me, and it's weird being doted on by somebody who's a foot tall and can climb on you and can maybe step on your face when you're asleep. Sorry, sorry, that was yeah.
Oh, he's done that to you too, huh? Yeah, all right.
Like you can tell Wendy's so emotional, but gets like caught up in and Frank this one time,
Yeah.
basically.
She's just riding an emotional roller coaster right now. Where is it gonna go? We
Yeah,
don't know.
she's like she's on her way to calming down. It's just like, yeah, I love him, even though he can be a jerk sometimes. But
Mm-hmm.
but that's about it.
Yep.
I don't I don't know if I think after that and with that emotional roller coaster, Wendy might be like, um, would you be okay with maybe saving the rest of that for later?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you for uh for telling me that stuff. And it's hard.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. And I'm glad I'm glad you know, I'm glad you felt I'm glad, well, I'm glad you told me.
I'm glad you told me.
Hmm.
Like
Beth.
I can tell Frank about some of this stuff, but he doesn't get it exactly. He gets it, but he doesn't
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that yeah. He's here, but he's still like, you know, she kind of like makes a vague wavy hand like above to the sky like it's yeah, like no, that's yeah, it's nice to have someone that, you can talk to about stuff even if it's a little hard to yeah, talk about. So, yeah.
Oh,
And she kind of glances outside and the it's still raining, but like the thunder and lightning, like the thunder has quieted down, so like it's still going, but it's not as bad or crazy. So,
thanks for hanging out with me during all this. It can be kind of embarrassing, but it means a lot
well,
that you did.
of course, Wendy. I mean, you're my friend. Of course I want to help you out and I'm going to help you out when I can. So, it's you know, it's
If
just
Wendy had a tail, it'd be wagging.
Aww. I think Baph has gotten to the point where she can like realize that like certain wiggle is like, yep, that's
That wiggle is a hint at a tail that could have been.
yes, exactly. Absolutely. And I think, is there anything else?
I think that's a pretty good kind of ending point.
Yeah. So, we'll we'll pan, I guess we pan out into the rainy sky that's still raining, and it's getting kind of dark, so it's, winding down, but they're sitting on the couch and they're chilling, and it's just, it's nice. There's just a nice soft pitter patter of rain, and there's candlelight, and there's a lot of cars in and surrounding the house. And there's people moving around in the bushes. Wendy, really quick, make a wisdom save.
Alrighty. What even is my modifier for that? Okay. I was like...
You should be proficient in it.
Okay.
All right. That... Oof. That does not beat it. So, Wendy, you suddenly aren't able to move.
Oh.
And Baph now has to do the same thing. Baph fails spectacularly.
Woof.
Woof.
That's a low roll. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Baph So Baph had started to say something, but you'll never know what it was because her mouth opens and then she freezes and her eyes get really wide. And that is about the same time that, Wendy, you find that you can't move.
Oh, man. Wendy probably makes a choked sound, but that's all she can do.
Yep. And it's at that point that the side door is kicked open, and that's a lot of police start swarming into the little house. And there are several spellcasters that are obvious from their glowing foci outside, two of which are very clearly holding Baph and Wendy, as these officers immediately yank the two of you apart and start to basically handcuff and read y'all your rights. And the spell for Wendy, at least, only lasts for long enough to basically get her handcuffed, and then she can move again. Baph, because she failed it was a nat 1. Baph is still frozen. She can't fight it.
I do want to say, I think Wendy's gonna try to bite somebody. Wendy's going full feral dog at that point.
Do it, roll it.
What do I even roll? A 20?
Yeah, roll a d20. I guess plus your strength?
Okie doke.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad modifier. Because she cannot summon her thing right now.
Nope. 12. I'm gonna say that does not. So the guy, the officer who's I guess the two that are I guess manhandling, cuffing Wendy, she does bite, but they've got armor on, so it doesn't do anything. And the officer just goes, "You keep doing that, we're gonna add Lamore to your rap sheet beyond just assault or attempted assault."
I think she just tries to clamp down harder. I don't think it do anything, but I think she just basically say "fuck you" in that form.
Oh my god, Wendy. Yep, they don't, I mean, that doesn't stop them. They are, in fact, now, is she making them drag her? Is she just going to... Okay.
Like, if she's gonna do everything in her power not to make this easy on them.
All right. So they are basically dragging her out at this point. They are not stopping. Uh, they've read Wendy her rights, whatever Toon rights there are. I don't know. But you hear after a moment you can hear like a little like Wendy, Wendy, as Baph
Baph?
finally can like move again and well talk again. And that's really all you can hear before you are, pushed into the back of a squad car. And there's at least 30 officers now around the place. Like, now that the two of you are apprehended, you can see them all just coming out of the bushes, literally out of the woodwork, like, doing whatever they need to this is a crime scene now. So they're securing a crime scene.
Yeah.
And you see roll perception actually.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd have to do that to actually.
While like she's being dragged behind, I'm gonna say Wendy like probably leaves like tracks in the mud,
Mm-hmm.
just because she's like not making it easy.
Yep, that's fine. She is making a very obvious struggle path. And
Ugh.
that does not, so you don't see Baph anywhere. But and even like as you look, there's several cars that like she could possibly be in. She's short enough that you probably wouldn't even see her if you had like you probably wouldn't have been able to see her. She probably doesn't reach above the window.
Oh.
But you don't see her, and for what feels like almost an agonizing amount of time, you're just in the back of this locked squad car, like, waiting, essentially, until, after what feels like a long time, but was probably only about, like, 5 or 10 minutes, a pair of officers, one of which is, obviously a spellcaster, get in the car, in the front of the car. And, yep.
Do I have can I have Wendy say something real quick before?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, I think she's gonna look, actually, can I roll intimidation just to see if this has any oomph behind it?
Yes, please do.
Okay, because it's already been established that, fuck the cops, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Especially from Wendy's perspective.
Oh, yeah. Wow! Holy crap!
I think Wendy's gonna look the spellcaster dead in the eye and goes, "You better do all you can to restrain me, because if I even have 1 ounce of strength left in me, I will make sure you regret this day for the rest of your life."
And the spellcaster kind of very noticeably fidgets, but then just very calmly says, well, the other officer actually very calmly just says, that's a nice thought you got there, but we know how to deal with spellcasters here, little missy.
Oh, little missy, huh? Didn't I beat your face in the last time we met? Or no, that's one of your interchangeable little partners there, huh? Like, Wendy is making life hell.
And the officer just goes, so you admit it. That'll make things a lot easier then. And then the two of them lapse into pointed silence. They will no longer acknowledge you, Wendy, I am sorry to say.
No, that's okay. Because I think the rest of the time, Wendy just starts kicking the chair.
That's fine. They're probably used to that, but you go, Wendy.
Wendy is like, I know this is self-incriminating, but I want to make this Toon feel small.
I'm gonna be petty this whole drive. You've got at least 30 minutes in this car with me.
I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
Yes, exactly.
Sorry, I kind of went off on that, but I was like, no, she'd absolutely give them both hell. Are you
No,
kidding?
that's perfect. I freaking love it. Oh my god. Oh, that's fucking incredible. Oh. And with that bait and switch, we for real fade out. What's gonna happen with Baph and Wendy? Who knows, folks, but now they're in jail.
Yep.
What's...
Anyway, salutations.
See y'all. Have a good one. Bye.